Welcome everybody. Today's video finds us over here in Monkey City. We're in Lopburi. This is about 2 hours outside of Bangkok, and it's really a cool place to come up to. There's a lot of stuff to see here. The two main highlights that you want to see for sure when you come up here is Wat Mahathat, and you want to see King Narai's palace. Those are the main ones. And the Khmer Prang, the Prang Samyot is also, that's probably like number 3. So anyway, we're going to walk through this Wat Mahathat. It's the Temple of the Relic. This is about an 800-year-old temple. It was originally built by the Khmer whenever they controlled this area, and they called it, I think it was Lava Pura is the name of what modern-day Lopburi is. And it was originally the Khmer-style prong that was symbolizing Mount Meru. So you had the main chetty that's almost 31 meters tall, then it had the satellite chetties around it, and it had like the Shiva linga and stuff like that inside of it. Over the years, it's been renovated and modified. King Narai was the last one to do some major renovation where he added a humongous Wihan to the front of it, and it was a Buddhist temple at the time. So anyway, let's walk through here and let's enjoy this and see what we see today. Now this is normally a pay site, and what brought me over here today to see this is the King Narai Festival. It'll be going on over here till the 23rd. So I came over here to see the Narai Festival, and I got to stop over here and take a look at this. So this is the royal changing room right here when you first come in, and then that would lead you into the Wihan. Now, like I said, this is a pay site. Normally it's 50 baht, I think, to get in here, or if you wanted to buy the multiple places, you can buy it here also. But it's free today, as well as King Narai's palace and everything else. And this right here, this is the humongous Wihan that was added by King Narai in the 17th century. So he would have changed his robes right there for the ceremonies and then came into here. And you can see this was the Ayutthaya style right over there. Oh, it's a humongous hall. This is really cool. And it has some smaller ones over here, and this will eventually lead you into the main, like the central prong. So they have chairs and stuff like that set up here for a ceremony that they'll do tonight. And you can see here, those are the columns. Here, this is the center. This is a new Buddha image. There would have been one that probably completely like rotted away or fell apart over the years, but this is a replica. You can see they used the laterite stones here, and this would have been just absolutely colossal. So they have braced that up to keep that column from falling down. And you can see how it is an octagon shape. That was also styling of the Ayutthaya. And then the lotus bud over the top of the door, that was a King Narai styling. And so this is where we'll eventually go to. We'll go through there. This is on the east side, and this is where the Khmer would have went in back when that was in use by them. They would have went in there, and then they would have done all the ritual and stuff for the linga. You can see some of the other buildings here. This would have been like a cloister over here that would have surrounded this humongous prong. So that's the Wihan that King Narai built. And there's a really cool building over there I've never been able to get into. It's locked up again today. So you can see the prong here. Oh, it's fantastic. So there would have been 4 prongs here. There's not a whole lot left of them. You can see the base of the one on the south, and this would have been the one on the east over here, and the ones on the north and the west are just down to what you see here also. Well, you can see the sandstone right over there. That would have been the absolute top of one of the prongs. I don't know how they hoisted those up, because they built it all out of the laterite stones or sandstone, and then they would have lifted that up somehow. So you can see a little chapel building over there, and then another Khmer prong here. So over the centuries, this was expanded and modified many times. You see chetties in Ayutthaya style, you see the Sri Lankan style, the Sukhothai styles. And then you see little shrine buildings here. And then this would have been the cloister with all the Buddha images that would have faced towards the center. Oh, but it's fantastic. You can still see a little bit of the styling that's left up there. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear that on the microphone. They got speakers now. The guy's talking in French. They had a Chinese earlier. I don't know what it's all about. They're saying something about this temple. There's more buildings over here. So all of these would have been added on later by the people that renovated under King Narai. And then all the little pediments and stuff like that. Most of those are gone. A lot of them will be in the museums. And some of them are in the King Narai Museum that's nearby here. And then there's some that are in the National Museum in Bangkok. You can see over here, they use sandstone and laterite stone to build this. So they might have salvaged them from one of the prongs that were over here. And then you would have had the faux entrances on all the directions except for the east. You can see where they've added brick and stuff up there too. That wouldn't have been original. You can see the size of the stones they used for the base. So this is pretty good for being 800 years old. You can see the prong that would have been over there on the north side is completely gone also, same as the south. And then you have tops of chetties over here, and then more buildings. You had another gallery over there. You see those? There would have been Buddha images in there. And then this fantastic little building right here. I so want to get inside of here, but I never have been able to. Yeah, what a cool little building here. Yeah, there's so many little tiny chetties and stuff like that all through here. You can see what's left here. Just the base. They've added those bricks and stuff later on. You can see where they're trying to keep it from sloughing off by bracing it up. And then that humongous Wehan, and then several others over here. And you can see here this little building. You can see how they had the lotus flowers right there. They would have been like faux columns on the outside of the wall. That was also Ayutthaya styling. And then check out how cool that chetty looks right there. Yeah, that's really nice. That's kind of, I think, a Sukhothai style. It's a little bit different type of a top than you normally see around Ayutthaya and Lopburi. Okay, so let's walk up there and let's look inside here. Oh, those speakers are so loud. It's nice for the tourists to be able to hear that, but I kind of just want to walk around and enjoy looking at this temple. So there would have been an image in there, and then you can see the lotus leaves right there. It had the Naga and all the Buddhas right in there. And up here would have been the Naga. And it would have been the two images facing each other with the Buddha in the middle. Really, really cool. And then we'll go up into this east little portico here. You can see they've came back in here and repaired these laterite steps. And then you can see the styling here. This has also been restored. You can see right above the door, they have all those like flowers, and I'm not sure what that is right up there. Oh, really nice. And this is what you see inside. This would have been all enclosed with a corbelled arch over the top of it. And then, ooh, you can smell the bats. So here would have been the Shiva linga. And back when the Khmer had this, there wouldn't have been a gate here. Now it's just an empty chamber. They'd have had cross beams going across. This itself is just colossal in here. Ah, really cool. You can see this sandstone that they've drilled. These are the original sandstone blocks that they don't use now. But the Khmer drilled them and cut them and put them all into these little places. So I think this was the Bayon styling when it was originally built. There's several different eras of the Khmer architecture. Yeah, and then that looks into that hall that King Narai built. And this is the view from up in here. Now this feels so nice. It's so hot today. My phone keeps overheating. Standing here in the doorway, I'm getting just blasted with a nice breeze. That's the stuff that doesn't come over very well in my videos, just how hot it is sometimes here in Thailand. You can see this is a magnificent site. This is definitely a must-see when you come here to Lopburi. You can see these little buildings here. So these would have been little window slits for the end of the cloister. There have been 2 seated images there. And you can see this one here has a relic chamber there open on the east side also. And then there's this little building here that has, I think, a reclining Buddha image inside of it. Let's take a look in there. Yeah, it's locked up, but I stuck my camera through the gate. So you can see the reclining image. And then it has some little plaster work down below. That's like the little disciples. Oh, that's fantastic. It looks like there's just a little bit of mural that's left over there also. And up above, you can see just a little bit of it painted still. So let's stick our head in this little prong here. See the laterite stones, and then the brick. And then this would have been open right here. You can see a little bit of the restored plaster work there. Yeah, there's no lintel over the door here. Whatever was there is gone now. Yeah, there would have been probably like a Shiva linga stone inside of there. Now all that's in there is just bat droppings. And this would have been styled similar to that. Oh, it's just unbelievably nice here. Yeah, this is a must-see for sure when you come to Lopburi. And we'll look inside of this little wee hand. I don't know how many buildings and chetties there are here, but this site is like 20 rai, which is about like 8 hectares, I think. It's just a massive sprawling site. So this would have had a bunch of the sandstone Buddhas here. They would have had a main image, and these would have probably been all like the little disciples and stuff. This building is in pretty decent shape for what it is. This was probably one under King Narai, so this is probably 17th century here. Well, you see the door is quite a bit different. This one is actually an arch, just a really elegant arch here. And then you see they would have had the cross beams and everything there. And then this would have been the outside. So this would have been whitewashed. That would have been the faux columns built on the outside. And that would have been, had like a cloister. You can see where the cloister would have tied into that wee hand. Yeah, that's the majority of this site. There's a whole bunch of little stuff. So you can spend as much time as you want kind of wandering around and exploring this. That'll finish up our video over here at this Wat Mahathat, the Temple of the Relic here in Lopburi. This is fantastic. I really like coming over here and walking around. I always see something a little bit new that I've never seen before. There's quite a bit to see. Today we have that speaker just blaring up at 200 decibels, so it's a little distracting, but it's still cool to come here and take a look at it. This is one of the sites you got to come see, so I would definitely, you know, pencil that in if you're coming to Lopburi to come over here and see this, and also go see the King Narai Palace. Those are the must-sees. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, and then you get to see some more content of stuff like this that I show you. And if you've been here, have any questions or comments, leave a comment down below, and I'll do my best to answer it. Or if you want me to see something else, let me know also. And until next time, from over here in Lopburi, remember, life is a journey. Until next time, enjoy.